Hi Roger, well done on the win. How do you feel out there on court today?
Yeah, thank you, Sam. No, it was good. I mean, look, first rounds here in Halle, I always feel they're dangerous and they're difficult, as you know. It's hard to find any sort of rhythm, especially against a bigger server who takes big cuts at the ball. So I thought I did well. I stayed calm. I played good in the breaker, and as the match went on, I started to get a better feel for his serve and created more opportunities and felt like, you know, I'm getting there, but still you're not safe, because if you lose that second set in a breaker or somehow you end up in the third and his momentum is his way. So from that standpoint, I think it was a very good first round for me. And happy to be back on the grass, obviously, but that's besides the point here.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Howard, AP, please.
Hi, Roger. Wanted to ask you what this week and looking ahead at Wimbledon would constitute success for you. How would you look at this week and whatever happens at Wimbledon as being a success?
Yeah. Hey, Howard. For me here this week, I think I feel like I have a little less pressure because I was able to play 3 matches in Paris. So it's not like I have to chase matches per se. You know, I think winning today is nice. So it gives me at least 2 matches here, and you know, hopefully more, obviously. And Entschuldigung, René, muss ich schnell. Ja, kein Problem. So for me, I mean, look, I'm happy to be here. The goal is clearly try to win again. Wimbledon, yeah, I mean, I want to go deep. Clearly, that's the goal for me. The season sort of starts around now, but I've been focused with this week, with the preparation, recovering from Paris, and making sure I get through the first round. So you catching me a little bit off guard, like what are my Wimbledon goals? I mean, they're always high. They have to be high, otherwise I wouldn't be playing. And I think anything I get here in terms of matches is positive for Wimbledon, because I feel like my serve is there. I just need to get my footwork right, the right intentions on the court, knowing when to do what, and that aggressive baseline game, just to make sure it works automatically. So I think I hope I can get there already this week. Otherwise, I still have practice next week.
Paul Newman, please.
Hi, Roger. You obviously haven't played a lot of tennis anywhere in the last couple of years, but it's presumably it's 2 years since you've been on a grass court. I wonder, did it feel natural again? Did you settle into it quickly, easily?
Hey, Paul. Yeah, I thought I actually, you know, got used to the grass fairly quickly. I feel it's very much a mindset playing on this surface. I don't know how, you know, the grass courts in Queens play, but I would assume that they're quite similar to Wimbledon. Whereas here, as the court's very protected by the roof, you know, it can be much more slippery. I feel it plays faster. There's usually more bad bounces as they grow the grass on the outside and then they bring it in. So I just think it's always a tricky one, and that's what I talked about. It being a dangerous tournament to play. I mean, we'll see now how all the top guys are going to do here, because there's a lot of them here. So I'm always excited to see how they handle these early 2 rounds here in Halle, because it's especially the footwork, you know, where you can see how tricky it is. I was watching first game before, and Korda was just slipping already in the second point, you know. So it's just and it's different, you know. You cannot maybe move as aggressive as you like. And then I think everybody else is in the same boat. I mean, nobody played for 2 years on grass, so maybe that is from that standpoint not a huge disadvantage for me, actually.
Stuart Fraser, go ahead, please.
Hi, Roger. Just ahead of Wimbledon, I'm sort of doing an article on your rivalry with Rafa, which I know is not very original, but I'm sort of just trying to look back. And I just wondered, can you recall when the first time was that you heard of Rafa or saw him? And at what point did you realise, hey, I could have quite a rivalry with this guy?
Hey, Stuart. Where was it? Wonder if it was maybe It's like Novak. I don't remember when I saw Novak really the first time until I all of a sudden then played him in Monaco with Rafa. I wonder if it was in Monaco where did he win a round there against Squilari or somebody? I don't remember exactly. So that's when I maybe heard of him for the first time, but I clearly don't remember hearing about him when he was like 12 or 14 or something like that. And then I remember coming to Miami, what was it? After winning Indian Wells against Henners, I think, in the finals. And I got a little bit of a sunstroke, I believe, in that finals. And then beat Davydenko first round to play Rafa. I think that's how it went. And clearly there I knew there was a chance to play him. And at that point I knew he was already quite good. And everybody thought, like, this is probably good. He's going to one day win a Wimbledon. Win a French. And... so when he then beat me, I could see why people were saying that, because I played my classic hardcourt game, and I thought, clearly I go with my strength, I play with what I got, and clearly I already then realized I had to change my game against him, because his playing style is just so different for me that I had to adjust myself, and only great players would make me do that, especially at that point when I was world number one. So did I think that we're going to have an epic rivalry the way it turned out to be? Probably not, because you're just never quite sure of all the results that are going to come from that point on. And I was more focused on my own results. And but then I guess it was the year later I played in the finals against him in 5 sets. This is where I could really see, clay, hardcourt, whatever it is, he'll be there. So we'll probably play a lot more. So I think it really started in 2005.
2 more English, please. Thomas, ESPN.
Hi, Roger. Congratulations. You play more than 30 slams finals. Do you watch yesterday final? What do you think about that comeback? What do you think about this Nole moment? And what do you think about Tsitsipas' future?
Hey Thomas, I saw some of it. I didn't watch the whole match, but I saw quite a bit. Also probably the same amount of the semis against Rafa, which was great tennis. Unbelievable rallies from the baseline, and a great win by Novak to get over the line there through 2 tough matches. And just the entire couple of weeks was Belgrade as well the week before, which people forget that he played. So that was an incredible victory for him. I thought that Tsitsipas played a great match too, personally, from what I saw, because also nerves are high. It's as tough as they come, these finals against Novak, and then to be up 2 sets to love, and looking at seeing the finish line obviously is nice but tricky at the same time. So I thought he did very well. And look, I think this whole group have announced themselves now that they can win slams, they can win 1000s, and they can win almost any tournament they play. And this is why you see now there's no fluke that he won the World Tour. I think he won the World Tour finals against Team in the finals. Was that the finals? Yeah, I think so. So for me, they're great players on all surfaces. Really, I'm curious to see how he's going to do on the grass. Tsitsipas, you would think it lends itself well with his one-hander, but anyway, I think we're in a good time in tennis right now, and I'm happy to see that the tennis remains so high, even though we don't have full spectators.
Last English, Luca.
Hi, Roger.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask you about something about the grass. We were talking about the period of adaptation to the conditions there, and I wanted to ask you about a comparison between the grass, the English grass, let's say Wimbledon, and the one that you find there. In Germany. It seems like the bounce is completely different, because Wimbledon seems more regular now compared to the old times, no? While the German one seems to be like the old one.
Yeah. I think you're maybe not quite wrong about it. It is true. It's very hard to find the bad bounces at Wimbledon these days, which maybe you could argue it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think I remember back in the day when I grew up and I came up at Wimbledon, the idea, and that's why I also used to serve and volley a lot, and even chip and charge and try to come to net and cut the point short, because the philosophy used to be you rather hit a volley than a passing shot. Nowadays it's like, oh, no problem, passing shot, you know, the guy comes to the net and I'll pass him in 2 terms, and that's why I'm very happy I was able to win my first grass court Wimbledon, if you like, serve volleying more, you know, than not almost, and also playing Sampras and the likes like these. Even Kafelnikov, you know, in 2000, I used to have to serve and volley because that's just what you did. He served and volleyed also most of the time, and I'm happy I still experienced grass court tennis in an old school way, because now with the strings and the half volleys and the way you can neutralize an opponent on grass has become quite a different game nowadays. Also, of course, there's many more better returners now than before. What's incredible is that even at Wimbledon now you can return from sort of further back. This was unimaginable, you know, back in the late 90s. So it's interesting how it's changed, you know, but like we said here, the grass, why is it not maybe more flat, more better? Because I think they grow it on the outside, they bring it in like a lot of blocks, so they have these, I don't know how you call it, these seams, you know, like here the table, and when it bounces there, it will sometimes not bounce very well, and as you use the grass more, the more you can play it deep into the middle and look for bad bounces as well. So the approach to a point is clearly very different, but I'm happy I'm able to adjust very well from here to Wimbledon always, but you know, clearly they take care of the Wimbledon grass incredibly well. They always put the bubble up every night. They keep it nice and dry, and then they decide how much water they put to it, and I think that's why it's as perfect as it is today. But it's definitely slowed down a lot, no doubt about that.
We move to German and Swiss press combined. Best of luck.